Guys, welcome. Now let's take a look at our JPY PS all for this week. So if you are new, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Please subscribe, like, and share. Starting with our GBP JPY, because we'll be looking at all our JPY PS. We'll start with our weekly time frame, by the way. So zoom out, we also can see the trend is actually an uptrend move, by the way. GBP JPY, it is actually an uptrend move. So we all consider this was our eyes, all this area that I've been marking. If you were actually following me on this my channel, you would see how we predicted all this move, and on our daily time frame, you would see where we predicted all this move. So this weekly time frame, what I believe that on this weekly time frame, we will be having a very bullish move anytime soon on our GBPJPY. But before we have it, we will be seeing a drop again. I still believe we are not over with this our drop on our GBPJPY. We are still not yet over. That is exactly what I believe. I will still want to see it drop to about 160. We are currently trading at 161.396. If you can drop to about 160.078, then you very much likely have a rally movement on our weekly time frame. Exactly what I am aiming on our GBP for weekly time frame, by the way. Now, to actually confirm it, to actually know how we will take this trade, see on our daily time frame, by the way. We all can see our daily time frame still dropping, by the way. So it is having this huge candlestick which is an indication our price downward will soon be over. So we will still want to see it drop. At least take out this ice here. You can see it. At least take out this size, which is around 160. We are currently actually now at 161. If you can come and take out this lows here, this lows, this huge candle wick, then we'll very much likely see a bullish move upward. So you can consider this as like a ranging market move. You can see this is a lows. I'm starting with our daily time frame. This will be our lows and this will be our highs. Once our price gets to our lows, we can see this huge wick come to our resistance level. It's come to our lows again. It's went to our resistance level, and now we are having another drop again. So that is exactly why I predicted we would very much be having a lows here to this place and a very rally bullish move upward. And to confirm it, by the way, let's see our GBP index, by the way. So let's see, this is weekly time frame. It is actually a drop, by the way. It is actually bearish, by the way. So we all can see that our price has actually broken below this ice, this mark that I did here. It will show on our daily time frame. So let's see it. So this was actually a pullback area here. This was actually a drop. Sorry, this was actually a drop, right? We had a pullback area, which was see the pullback, by the way. So the drop again, we had another drop breaking our previous lower lows, right? So we will still be seeing a little bit of a drop, then a price to come to test this area. So once we have this little bit of drop, this is a confirmation that our GBPJPY itself will actually come drop. So once we start having this rally movements upward, as we've just predicted, then we might be seeing our price come to come up to test this our area. It broke above. Exactly what I am seeing on our GBP JPY. So you can see this is actually a drop here. Let's see it here. A drop, a pullback, a drop. We will be having a little bit of a drop before we have a pullback. So GBPJPY still showing us a drop before we have a pullback. Now on our 4 hour time frame, time to actually take our buy or sell position is we are still dropping on our GBPJPY. So this week when price opens on Monday, you can get this lows here, then possibly a pullback area and a drop again, then you can now start rallying, taking our buy position on our GBPJPY. So don't forget, we might still have this buy movement upward. So our GBPJPY can decide to act funny, get to this lows here, which is about still 160. We are aiming for still 160.88. Then it will now start rallying up. GBPJPY can act funny and give us that bullish move. So still watch out for it. And 1 hour time frame, still we are still considered to actually drop a little bit before it rallies up. That is our GBPJPY. Cool. Next one, EURJPY. You can see it is actually on full trend. By the way, it is an uptrend move. So if you notice one thing, our price currently is now below our 10 period moving average. This line you can see is 10 period moving average. So since our price is below it, especially 10 period moving average, I think it is not a good time to actually take your buy position. You should consider shorting this our EURJPY. So this is another indication that we should consider shorting it. Now, one indication that will be considered shorting this our EURJPY, that is reason one, it is below 10 period moving average. Reason two, we are actually on a downward movement. See a impulse move downward. We add a correction here, another impulse move downward. We are currently on a correction. I still believe we'll have another impulse move downward to take out this lows here. This, let me highlight it, this lows here, this candlestick wick here. So I think until we possibly see a drop to take out this lows, then when we get it there, we might start rallying up on our EURJPY. So at least that should be giving us about a loss of 300 pips. Wow, this week, next week, you should be able to grab that low. So EURJPY, an indication on weekly time frame that we are still dropping, by the way. So we should consider shorting our EURJPY daily time frame. Sorry, by the way. You can see this is actually kind of ranging within this area. So once the range is over, I still believe you will still have this huge break. So depends, by the way. So we still consider this is our eyes here. I would consider it our eyes here. So we should be seeing our drop to this our lows here to take out this liquidity area here. So once it comes to take it and goes up on our EURJPY, so that is it. Then we might, after a drop, then we can consider shorting our EURJPY. So still daily time frame confirmation that we should be going short. Now 4 hour time frame, it is actually long, by the way. So it's actually long, but there's one thing is that it has come out to take this ice. If you have to sit on our 4 hour time frame, we are ranging with it, right? You all can see we will take here as our lows and we take here as our highs. Possibly this lows is our support and this is our resistance. We all can see once our price gets to our resistance, it keeps dropping. And 4 hour time frame, our price has now hit this our resistance. You can also see this huge candlestick, right? So that is an indication we are now dropping. So an indication again, 4 hour daily time, weekly time frame says we should actually look to short. Daily time frame also says we should look to short, and 4 hour time frame has given us the confirmation to actually short it. So once our markets open, we can consider shorting our EURJPY. That is if you want. And 4 hour time, 1 hour time frame, see the same kind of like this, the same movements. We can consider here a drop. We might be seeing a little bit of an impulse movement and a drop again on our EURJPY. So EURJPY itself is actually a drop. Now CADJPY, I still see our CADJPY as something different, by the way. So other pairs might be dropping against our against our JPY. Sorry, other pairs will be dropping against our JPY, but this CADJPY seems to be going bullish, right? So now see it. So once we add this, we are having this drop. I think it was can't really point it out. So once we're having kind of this red candlestick on our weekly time frame, we all can see our card is giving us that bullish green, while this was giving us kind of red, kind of ranging, and it is kind of trading. We all can see this our pound when it was starting to give us this red dropping, and kind of this candlestick on our weekly time frame. Our card, so our JPY is giving us this green, which means we are still going bullish. So our CADJPY will be giving us a bullish move. Now sit this way again. This was our eyes here. We highlight it, price drop. It came to this our eyes again, which means this is now a resistance level. This is now our resistance level. Our price now dropped to this lows again. You all can see. This was our price actually reacted to this key area. Let me see it on our weekly time frame. We see our price came to this area. It's pulled back, right? It's broke above it. and once it broke above it, we are expecting a pullback shorting, and it gave us a pullback. This was actually an uptrend move, weekly time frame. This is a confirmation it is uptrend move, and now we are supposed to have another ice that will break above it, but it's come to this our resistance level, and it's now drop again to this lows again, which means this is now our support level. Support level, it bounce up, came to our support level here and bounce up, and this is a confirmation that our price pull back. So this is actually a good key level area we should all be aiming for, and now our price is now rallying up. So what are we expecting to see? So this our resistance level again. So CADJPY this week on our weekly time frame, a bullish move. So at least that should be giving us about 200 pips we will be able to grab if you are to take our buy to this our resistance level, which is our highs. Possibly it may break above it, so possibly it can break above it, but we will want to hit our resistance level on our CADJPY. That should be able to give us about 200 pips this week. So those of you that want to grab about 200 pips, then fine, I will consider trading CADJPY compared to pound JPY and EURJPY, because those pairs, they are kind of like giving us, markets, in indecision or something like that. But this our CADJPY, this is actually a huge bullish move you can actually grab. So consider going buy on our CADJPY. Now we all can see this as our lows here on our daily time frame. Now this is our lows, price come to this drop, and now we are actually on another highs, and again we all can see this our price is now above our 10 period moving average. So once our price is above our 10 period moving average, especially on our daily time frame, I think it was also the same thing on our weekly time frame, above our weekly time frame and daily time frame. So we should consider going long on these pairs. So we might be seeing a little bit of a pullback here to touch this our 10 period moving average, then a continuous rally movement on our CADJPY on our daily time frame. So consider going long on our daily time frame on CADJPY. So another confirmation, we should actually go long on our CADJPY for this week. And now to actually take that trade, to enter that trade, we all can sit on our 4-hour time frame here. We all can see this was actually our previous highs here. This was actually a previous highs here, if you have to see it right. The price came to this area and it broke out, it come to test this area. So I don't think it is testing this, it has finished testing this area. That is why I said we might be seeing a little bit of a drop on our daily time frame. You can see we might be seeing a little bit of a drop to touch this our 10 period moving average before we see this rise again, right? What we just predicted on our daily time frame, now on our 4-hour time frame has confirmed it. So we might want to see a pullback to test this area, what we are just talking about, and we might see a rise up on our CADJPY. So once our price comes to test this lows here, then we can now take our buy on our CADJPY. So 4-hour time frame, say to go long, and 1-hour time frame, same thing by the way. So from our weekly to daily to 4-hour to 1-hour time frame, CADJPY is giving us an indication to go bullish. So I think let's take a look at our AUDJPY. So we all can see GBPJPY, EURJPY, they were actually showing us to actually go. We should actually short it, by the way. So AUDJPY is actually showing us the same thing to short it. So if you were following this channel, you see how we predicted all this move. So we will take it as our lows and our highs. We can see this level, it's coming and test this level, drop. We all can see it's coming and test what this level. So this is an indication that this is actually a legitimate level, by the way. Except it breaks above it, except our price break above it, then we might say, okay, the level we should now start consider buying. But it has not broken above it, it is even starting to drop, which is on our daily time frame. We should consider going short on our AUDJPY. I think if we can go short to this level, huge candlestick wick here, which is about 93.105, 93.105, then I think it will be okay. That should be giving us about, I think, close to 200 pips, by the way. So if our market opens on Monday and we take the short position, at least close to 200 pips, if we can grab it, then it is still okay, by the way. So I still believe it will still drop to this lows, by the way. But if you can take it to this 93.105, then we should be able to take some pips for the week. 4-hour time frame, it is now on a drop. We are now dropping, by the way. And guess what? This 4-hour time frame has broken this previous low, higher lows here. So once our price goes up, let's see, let me analyze it here. Once our price comes up, we add this pullback. We've now add this rally movement upward again. If you are to see a pullback, if it is a continuous upward movement, it should have come to test this area and continue bullish move. But guess what? Our price broke below it, which means that we are now on a bearish move on our 4-hour time frame. So so bearish move on our 4-hour time frame. So we might very much likely see our price drop again and hit this our lows we just predicted, which is about 93.10 or something. This our huge candlestick we are aiming for. So 4-hour time frame, still consider to short it at 1-hour time frame. But we see this huge drop, we might be getting a pullback anytime soon and a drop again on our 1-hour time frame. So all the JPY from weekly, daily to 1-hour time frame, it is actually a drop we should be considering. Swiss franc JPY, all these our pairs we are looking at on our JPY, they are indicating a drop. So let's start with our weekly time frame. First of all, our price is above our 10-period moving average, so full trend if you have to see it, and uptrend move, by the way. So now we can take it as this is our eyes here. Our price comes to this eyes and it will see this drop on our weekly time frame. We can see this another price came to this our eyes and we saw this drop, and now our price has rallied up. We can see we are now getting another drop. So we'll be having this drop at least to this lows, which is about 139. We are currently trading at 142. So if you can take our shots on our weekly time frame to this 139, that should be giving us about 300 pips. 300 pips to actually grab on our Swiss franc JPY. So Swiss franc JPY will very much likely to hit about 300 pips if you have to short it for the week. Daily time frame, see on a drop, by the way. You all can see this our resistance level. GBPJPY dropping, EURJPY dropping, all the JPY dropping. So Swiss franc JPY will actually see the same thing. It will be dropping. So daily time frame, this is actually a drop here. On our daily time frame, we are seeing a pullback area here. So once the markets open again, we'll very much see this drop again, and we want to take out this our support level, which will be giving us about 300 pips for the week. So daily time frame drop. 4-hour time frame, still an uptrend move, by the way. So actually to take this trade, we can wait for our price to break these lows. Once our price breaks these lows, then you can set our sell stop. Once our price hits this lows or it breaks below it, then our sell trigger will pull. So and we can now short our Swiss franc JPY. So 4-hour time frame, it is still rallying up, by the way, and you can still consider this as a pullback level. So we might be dropping anytime soon on our 4-hour time frame. So we can actually wait. Once our price breaks the low, then your sell trigger will actually be pulled. 1-hour time frame, still rallying up. So still wait for our price to actually break this our lows we've highlighted for the week. So that is the analysis for the week.